Ever wake up on your one day off, grab some bad gas station coffee, and head to the dock only to find your government-issued Navy patrol boat looking like a child's finger painting project? That was my Saturday. I'm Wes, Petty Officer First, Class US Navy, 12 years in, based out of Norfolk, but I live inland in a quiet lakeside community run by an HOA where people think flower pots and tiny flags make them patriots. My house is simple, the dock is tidy, and the Navy lets me keep my patrol boat moored out back for training and public demos, as long as I document everything. All was fine until Karen moved in. Karen Thistlebrook, recently divorced, tanned like a handbag and brimming with opinions about visual pollution. Within her first week, she hosted a clean water HOA forum blaming my boat for scaring off ducks with toxic vibrations. Week 2, she called the city over a noise complaint after I ran a routine low-decibel sonar test for Navy approval. Weeks 3, she left a typed note in my mailbox saying, "Military aesthetics do not belong in tranquil civilian spaces." I laughed it off and told my CO. We agreed she sounded like a bored suburban dictator. Then things escalated. That Saturday, I strolled to the dock in my Crocs, balancing a Dunkin' coffee and a wrench, and froze. Bright orange spray paint across the hull of my boat. Sloppy letters, "Killer toys out." Underneath, "This isn't Fallujah," in shaky cursive. I just stood there blinking, wondering if I was dreaming. It was real. Worse, Karen left the paint can behind, right there on the dock. Her name was literally on the label. Karen's Coastal Colors Sunset Orange. Called base. 2 hours later, a mobile Navy security team was there. Meanwhile, I paced around trying not to lose it. That boat had served across 2 continents, helped with disaster relief, and even educated high schoolers through Navy outreach. It wasn't some inflatable toy. It was federal property. And Karen? She didn't even act surprised. Answered this door in yoga pants, sipping coffee from one of those butt-first coffee mugs, and said, and I quote, "I was reclaiming public peace." She tried spinning it into some eco-political statement about the Navy destabilizing Lake Tranquility and evoking imperial violence. No idea what that meant, but the Navy sure did. They filed a full federal vandalism report. Turns out, repainting. A patrol boat isn't cheap. It's not just paint, it's a specialty anti-radar coating applied under strict regulation. They had to haul her to a naval yard, dry dock her, recertify the work, and file everything up the chain. The base quote, "Alone was $184,000, plus fines, labor, and contractor fees. Total? $250,000. Karen claimed she thought it was just my personal boat, but the Navy ID was clearly marked. So was the Department of the Navy sticker. The case went to court. Not criminal yet, but federal claims and civil litigation started. Fast. Her defense? She was expressing moral outrage over military presence in a residential zone. But the HOA bylaws allow approved military craft at private docks. Mine had written approval, twice. Her lawyer said it was protest. The judge responded, "You can't protest on federal hardware." Game over. Oh, and the kicker? The whole thing went viral. A Navy spouse with a huge Instagram following posted the security footage. Clear as day, Karen shaking that orange can like she was tagging a subway car. So now she's facing massive fines, lawsuits, and internet infamy. All because she tried to make a statement with spray paint on a federal patrol boat. Then the veterans groups got involved. Word spread fast, first through a few online forums, then across social media. Within hours, local news picked it up, then national. For 2 whole days, our spray painted the Navy trended everywhere. Someone even made merchandise. My brother, Marine Sniper Tutors, sent me a t-shirt that said "Karen hates boats" with a sketch of a patrol boat in orange graffiti. It was hilarious, but it wasn't just jokes anymore. This hit a nerve. People started showing up. Veterans from all branches came down to the lake to show support. Some brought their kids. A local Boy Scout troop offered to repaint the dock out of respect. The same dock they'd visited during Navy outreach events. The HOA, usually more concerned with hedge trimming and mailbox paint, called an emergency meeting. And when Karen showed up, she got booed out of the room by the same retirees who used to complain about wind chimes and lawn height. Her power was gone. Her voice drowned out by the people she thought she spoke for. A month later, her house went up for sale. The listing said quiet lakefront living, no boat noise. Right, tell that to the internet. As for me, I got an official commendation from the Navy for how I handled it. Kept my cool. Followed procedure. Didn't escalate. But more than that, I got something better. respect. From neighbors who'd barely nodded at me before. From young families whose kids I'd taught to tie knots and throw lines on that very boat. From total strangers online who said the story reminded them why they served in the first place. Karen tried to deface a symbol, and in doing so, she only highlighted its meaning. That boat wasn't just fiberglass and tech. It was service. It was sacrifice. It was community. So now I ask you, was that $250,000 fine justice, or was it not enough? Does intent excuse damage when the damage is real? What would you have done if someone spray painted your flag, your ship, your service? Let's talk about it in the comments. An HOA, or Homeowners Association, is a private organization typically formed within planned communities, subdivisions, or residential condo buildings to manage and oversee the enforcement of rules, regulations, and shared responsibilities among property owners. When someone buys a home in an area governed by an HOA, they automatically become a member and are required to pay regular dues, monthly, quarterly, or annually, used to maintain common areas, and amenities like landscaping, parks, clubhouses, swimming pools, and sidewalks. The HOA is usually governed by a board of elected residents who make decisions on behalf of the community and ensure compliance with the community's governing documents, often called CC&Rs, covenants, conditions, and restrictions. These rules can cover everything from what color you can paint your house to how tall your grass can be, to whether or not you can park an RV in your driveway or fly a certain flag. The idea behind an HOA is to preserve property values by maintaining a uniform appearance and shared standards of living. However, HOAs can be controversial. While some homeowners appreciate the structure and upkeep, others find the rules restrictive, or the enforcement overbearing. HOAs also have the legal authority to issue fines, place liens, and even foreclose on homes in extreme cases of non-compliance or unpaid dues, making them powerful entities in the communities they govern.